Hello mga kababayan, welcome to my channel. Welcome to Laruan ni Obi-Wan. Another figure by Wicked Cool Toys or Jazwares. If you have played the game Halo Reach, then you would be very familiar with this character. In 6-inch form, we finally have Noble 6. We have the figure out of the box. So out of our purchase, we have the Noble 6 figure. We have a rifle, a sidearm, and additional pairs of hands. So after some time of really playing with this action figure and examining the details and the articulation points, I'm ready to give my opinion with regards is this Spartan worth purchasing or not. So with regards to detail, if you're really familiar with the Noble 6 armor setup, then this is it. In 6-inch form, with the amount of money that you're going to spend on a Noble 6 figure compared to the more pricier options out there for a Noble 6 action figure, then this is already a reasonable buy, and you won't really disappointed to add this to your collection, because with the amount of detail that Jazwares has put into it, and the articulation points are already decent, which I would be discussing later. Now, with regards to detail, if majority of the time this Spartan is just going to be in this configuration standing on your shelf, then this is already a good, really good looking action figure. So they have improved much on the detail work. The only thing that is missing in this wave, of course, is with regards to how shiny the visor on the helmet is, because the new Spartans on this wave have really dull looking visors, especially the Master Chief. But we've already have enough Master Chief, so I'm really ready to accept this Noble 6 into my collection. If you're familiar with the handsets that are included with the Master Chief, then it's almost the same with this Noble 6 figure. So we have relaxed hands, we have a command giving hand, and we have a pair of fists, and we have this C-cup, or what I call weapon holding hands. Let's talk about the rifle and the pistol of this figure. So it's included in the set. They are made of soft rubbery plastic, but I wish that in the future waves the rifle or pistol sets or the weapon sets would be made just of hard plastic. That is my wish, because anyway, majority of the purchasers of these action figures are collectors like us. Now, with regards to detail, it is really close to the Noble 6 color configuration of the weapons. So mixture of black gray with that white stripe on the rifle, and also black and gray with that white stripe for the pistol. Now, as a last thing to really worth mentioning with this figure is the knife on the shoulder of this Noble 6 figure. So we have also a knife that is included. The sheath is glued onto the armor, and of course, just like the pistol and the rifle, this knife is made of soft rubbery plastic. but once you put it in the knife sheath, the knife just won't fall off easily. So great touch, Jazwares toys with that feature. So I guess this Spartan won't be losing his knife in the near future. But of course, if you really play with this figure, you give it to a child, then this thing is going to be lost easily. But for collectors like us, who majority of the time really just plays and displays, then that is not a problem or a concern. Okay, as to how does he store his weapons, just like the previous waves, wherein you could just shift the armor plates backwards to reveal a peg system. So that is also available on this figure. That feature I mean. So if you don't want a peg, you could just reverse that side and hide that peg from the back of the figure. So sometimes it's easily done, just like this time. Okay, so I did it one time, so I was able to take it out and then snap it into the back of the figure, and we don't have an exposed peg. So that it could also be done on this side too, but this Spartan is holding on to his rifle in my collection display, so this majority of the time this pistol would just be resting on his side like this. Okay, so let's talk about articulation points. So the head is on a ball, we have enough articulation there, but of course we still have a little bit of problem with the head tilts. Not much head tilts, not much lower head tilts, not much higher head tilts, but with regards to looking sideways and a little bit of nodding to the side, it's just okay. Now with regards to the torso articulation, it's on a ball, and if you want to configure that articulation point, you could easily snap off the torso of the figure and do a custom work on it. But out of box, this is the amount of articulation that you get out of this figure, but not much on the left, right, or circular motion with regards to the torso area. So you're just limited to a little bit of left, right, but majority of the time it's going to be this rocker motion. So I guess you could still do a little bit of configuration on that torso joint. We have, for the arms, we have rotation and sideways movement. Not much problem with regards to if this figure is stiff out of the box. My copy, personally, I really don't have problems with that stiffness issue because it's playable right out of the box. So we have a cut on the biceps over here for rotation. The arms could rotate that way, could move sideways, as 2 points of articulation for the elbow. We have a hinge on the wrist, and we could rotate the wrist. As for the leg area, we have a thigh cut for rotation of the thighs. We have 2 points of articulation for the knee. So this is how that knee bends. So yeah, just bear with how it looks. That's it. So with regards to the foot, we have a rocker, we have some toe articulation, and that is the amount of movement you could do for the foot because we have hinge over there. And that rocker nicely tilts to left and right to give you really stable poses with this figure, just like this, for example. Okay, so I guess the only thing that I could really complain about this figure would be how circular these shoulder balls are. I wish that they could have tapered it a little bit, that it doesn't look like bowling balls that are attached to a shoulder joint. Yeah, but that's just a small point of gripe with regards to the design, but generally that is still okay. So let's get on with the photos and the video shots.